Yo, AEW Forbidden Door this weekend had to gather the Mandem round the table. It's predictions time. What's up, people? My name's Mex. I'm WrestleMania.
Yeesh.
Man, messed up my intro. First time ever. What's up, people? My name's Mex. I'm wrestling fan, wrestling enthusiast, WrestleManiac, if you will. And today, prediction show. Who else we got here?
Yo, it's the full stretch on Nafi. Below me, I've got my man. Actually, he's moved now. So Guap. Who you saying?
Oh yeah, what's going on? Delaware. Guap Daddy. What's going on, people?
Yeah.
And above Del Boy, who we got?
Oh, yo, people, it's your boy NK. Man now, too sweet to be sour. Who's Japanese correspondent? You know what I'm saying? CEO, president of the TDM.
That's right. And Versy's just sneaked in. What's up, Versy? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here. What we saying? It's your boy. Oh, this time I ain't got my masters in the wash, so we got to deal with the black screen for now still. But we're doing intros.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Are we doing intros?
Yeah,
bro.
It's your boy Luchi V, aka Versi Jones, aka the masked married man, coming from South London, the best part of London, home of the roadside G's. We're in the building.
Good, cool, nice to see it. So, Forbidden Door. Firstly, obviously, we now know what the full card is going to look like. What's everybody's thoughts on the card, the build? Are you looking forward to Forbidden Door? Let's hear it.
I think obviously when the episode comes out, you probably hear it, but I felt like the beginning build was very lackluster, like there was nothing coming. But the last 2 weeks has been gas. Like I'm not really a big fan of Okada like that. I've like, you know, NK will probably tell you. But me seeing him coming to the AEW ring yesterday and looked sick. And bro, I didn't know he was that tall, you know.
He's my tall.
Man looked like he looked like a core. He looked like a created character on WWE. That's give to the ring, but bigger than everyone else, bro. And it was like, yeah, it was nice to see Zack Sabre Jr. come in. Like, it's just nice to see, like, it coming out and it's all in full force now, isn't it? So I think there's gonna be more surprises on the actual pay-per-view itself. So yeah, man, I'm enjoying it.
Anyone else?
In terms of the build, it's kind of what I expected. Like, I remember when Forbidden Door was first announced and I came on the pod, I said, like, I'm not expecting anything until after Dominion, and that's basically what the build was we didn't get much until after Dominion. But I wouldn't say this build's been it's been far from perfect, but we got to where we need to get to. And yeah, like, even there's some matches in the card we can say, oh, there could have been this match, could have been that match, but you know what? As an introductory pay-per-view, this is more than satisfying, isn't it? So I'm excited, and yeah, man, I got to see a lot of my, you know, some of my goats come out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Okada, like I got to see my guys come out, so that's a surreal moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's looking good going into the weekend. Like, I think Anafi's sentiments, like they it's almost like they've saved it in the last couple of weeks. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Del, what match would you say you're looking forward to most?
Let me even just go through the card. So the interim world heavyweight title match, that's looking like something I'm looking forward to, and the four-way match. And
which one? The IWGP one or the Atlantic?
The IWGP four-way match.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that. And Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy. I think for me that's probably going to be. I think that's the sleeper, the dark horse, because like we've seen a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, we probably would have preferred Will Ospreay to face someone better," but Orange Cassidy's track record speaks for itself. And if you put Orange Cassidy with great people, he's going to shine regardless. So people shouldn't sleep on it. Like, even when we're talking about what people think about the pay-per-view, I was never expecting it to be Dream Card Mania or Dream Card Fest. I just thought it would be, you know what, it's an entry-level, sufficient card, and as time goes on, we're going to start getting the dream matches. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the card top to bottom anyways.
Versy, do you think this card has delivered for you?
There's definitely matches that's going to stand out. Like the main event, I'm happy about that because, to be fair, we were supposed to get Moxie and Tanahashi from a while back. So I'm happy that they've made it into a storyline where he has been chasing for about 3 years. The All Atlantic Championship match is going to be a banger as well. I'm happy to see Shota on the card, man, like Shooter. But I feel like it's going to be a thing where, like everyone says, it's an introductory card where I don't think it'll be the last time we'll see everybody, AEW and New Japan, come against each other. But I think it's definitely, if you've never seen New Japan, you're going to be wild. You're going to enjoy a lot of matches on the card, and it's going to do well. I'm not really disappointed, you know. But the one thing, actually, I'm sad that Bryan Danielson isn't on the card because I was hoping to see him versus Okada, but there'll be a time for that.
Yeah, there's some big name absences on this card. But we're going to get into it in just a second. Big up Elijah, live in the place, WRESTHINGS family. Get into it, joining us. Everyone that's here in the live chat, appreciate you being here. Make sure you've liked the stream, subscribe as well to WRESTHINGS. Yeah, let's jump into this mental card. It starts with, I think we got a buy-in the pre-show match.
Yeah.
If I can
LA Dojo
find the right one. Yes, we got the LA Dojo guys. The DKC, Kevin Knight, Alex Coughlin, and Yuya Uemura versus Gun Club and Max Caster. In my opinion, Max Caster, Gun Club doing some really good work right now, coming across really entertaining. I would love to see the LA Dojo boys get a win here, but I just think that the Gun Club and Max Caster's star is kind of on the up and up right now. Let's start with Del Boy. What's your thoughts on this matchup, and I guess the New Japan Dojo guys get an opportunity on the card?
I'm excited to see Alex Coughlin in this match. This match alone, I'll be very real, I do not give a monkeys. I like each entity. Like, I like Gun Club, I like Max Caster, and I like the LA Dojo a lot. But as a whole, I do not care for this match. I'll be very real. This is just a glorified Rampage match. But Max Caster's rap is going to be entertaining. So yeah, and it's burning me that our guy Gable's not in this match, because
he would
have been front running. So yeah, I don't really care for this match. It's going to be entertaining nonetheless, but it's a Rampage match to me.
Anyone else for a prediction on this one?
So I've been seeing clips of LA Dojo, the LA Dojo boys basically cutting promos on Dark. And it's kind of, from when I saw that promo there, I kind of was like, rah, they might not actually hearing it. So the fact that they've paired Gun Club and Max Caster with these guys, I'm not sure how that came about, but I feel like it's going to be a good match regardless, innit? I'm expecting the LA Dojo boys to thrash the hell out of these guys, like, no holds barred, like, beat these guys up to a pulp. But you know how things go sometimes in AEW. It can be predictable more time, but we'll see. I think it'll be a good match regardless. I think LA Dojo boys will win.
NK, what's your thoughts?
LA Dojo guys are eating that pin. They're definitely in the pin. Not due to lack of talent. It's just they're eating the pin. They've been on Combat. They've been on Dark. They ain't been promoted on TV. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not on Twitter and you're not on Dark, you wouldn't know who these guys are in it. So, obviously, I've seen their promos. The talented group, they graduated from LA Dojo. That's not a joke. For the match will be good, but and Gun Club on paper, I know it's like gimmicks, dark records, but they have quite a good AEW record in it, win-loss record. So I don't see them losing anytime soon.
Okay. Elijah says here in the chat, why is Garcia not on the show? Daniel Garcia. I think there's slightly a missed opportunity. I think it was mentioned today on Twitter that maybe he could be Danielson's replacement in that match against Zack Sabre Jr. But anyone want to comment as to why, or their feelings as to Garcia not being on the show?
The only match I would see him fitting in with is obviously the
Jericho.
The Jericho match. They put Sammy ahead of him, which I get why. But it would have been an interesting thing to put Garcia in that match. I think that's the only match where, if I'm being honest, he fits in on the card. But if we're picking Sammy, I guess if this is a showcase of, okay, cool, the best of the bunch from AEW and the best of the bunch from New Japan, as much as Garcia's been killing it, Sammy's kind of been, you know, consistently pushed in AEW, and it's been like, you know, he's a pillar, he's a pillar for God's sake, innit? So, that it makes sense why that makes sense why they chose Sammy ahead of him. I wouldn't have mind Garcia on the card, but I'm not upset that he's not on the card, and especially since he's got blood and guts next week. It's not like he's been missing off TV, and he's got blood and guts literally the week after. So I'm okay with it.
Okay. All right, let's jump on to... Sorry, who was that?
No, fine.
Let's jump into the main card. Not too sure, obviously, what the order of these matches is going to be. But we'll start with what I think Dell said is going to be the sleeper match on the card. Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy, IWGP United States Championship on the line. Again, this isn't anything that anyone would have signed up for. This is no one's dream match. But even through some of the exchanges I think we saw on Dynamite last night in the tag match, I think it spells for this is most likely going to be one of the best top 3 matches on the night. It's bugging me that we can't actually see the United States Championship, like because of whatever Juice Robinson's holding it hostage or whatever. Like it's annoying me still.
Yeah, I feel like fighting for a title that some people, to be fair, no, I was going to say that some people have never seen, but most AEW fans have seen the title because it's been defended on Dynamite, but still, like, the visual of, like, when the match starts, they're not going to lift up a title. There's going to be like, well, they're fighting for a title that's somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But, nah, this match, as much as it's going to be nuts, it's going to be crazy. I think people have forgotten who Orange Cassidy is. In terms of, like, this guy can actually wrestle. Like, if you look at his track record in AEW, he's had banging matches. And yeah, like, his gimmick is comedic, but he's far from a comedy wrestler. I mean, if you look at some of the guys Orange Cassidy's beaten guys like Jericho, he's beaten Adam Cole. You know, he's wrestled for the title. Orange Cassidy is like more than worthy to step in the ring with Will Ospreay in it. So I feel like this match will be great. The counters are going to be mad. And if you don't like flippy dive, well, to be fair, if you don't like high octane offense, if you don't like dynamic movement, then if you're into your rest holds and all that type of stuff, this ain't for you, fam. Because it's going to be, you know, a crazy match.
Man, I did rest hold taunt. Go on.
I said on the like, obviously the episode's not out yet, but fam, this match is going to be Photoshop. Like, the amount of like stuff they can do, it's going to be a madness, bro. Like, even like when Orange Cassidy does the thing with the hands and he puts hands in his pockets, from that moment there, as soon as he puts the movie started, bro, it's just going to be a madness, fam. Like, I think potentially this could be like one of the matches of the year, potentially, isn't it? We just got to see. It's going to be meme worthy though. Just watch out for that. Like, thingy, a lot of memes going to come out of this match. A lot of clips that can clip. It's going to go like all this World Open that's going to come out from this match. So yeah, be ready for that, man.
Yeah, like GIF Central.
GIF Central, fam.
Versi, what's your prediction for this match?
Will Ospreay is winning this one, but as NK was saying, like, Cassidy's track record is good. If you remember the match he had with Pac at Revolution, that was good. Like, it showed that he's more than just a gimmick. So I think it's going to be a good match, but Will's winning this one. I mean, he can't lose as he's got the title back. Really go all the way.
I'm so happy I can reference the fact that on the WRESTHINGS podcast, Will Ospreay said himself that this is the kind of opponent he wants to take on in AEW, not so much the made men. Del Boy, if there was a made man in AEW that you would have preferred to see Ospreay against, who would it have been?
I mean, the obvious answer is Kenny, but you know that can't happen. That man's injured. But preferably at the moment, I mean, I've got two choices. One would either be Pac, and the other would just be personal bias, would be Buddy Matthews. For me, you're getting a great match out of either of these guys. Yeah. So yeah, outside of Kenny, Pac and Buddy are my two guys that I'd love to see in face.
Okay, so that's Ospreay. Unanimous, it looks like. Let's move on to a next match on the card. It's the winner takes all tag team championship, like trios tag team match. So the IWGP World Tag Team Championships on the line, along with the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles being on the line as well. I think everyone's favorite is probably FTR going into this. They're on their little belt collector shtick, and there's a lot of good wrestling from FTR in the past year. Definitely, you know, up there in terms of tag team performances. Dax Harwood in terms of singles performances as well. Any chance, firstly, anyone want to jump in on this? Any chance that FTR do not walk out with all the gold in this match?
That would be very exciting. Say what?
Now, so I think it's a possibility. I would love to see Cobb and O'Khan win, take the Ring of Honor titles to Japan, and give FTR a reason to go to Japan. Do you know what I mean? Because as much as I'm loving their Ring of Honor title run, I feel like I'm just tired of seeing the Ring of Honor. I'm tired of seeing every single Ring of Honor belt on AEW. I'm tired of it, and it needs a bit of a shuffle. It needs a bit of time to breathe elsewhere. Give other tag teams in AEW a chance to kind of like rise up. Let FTR go about their way. Go to Japan, have some dream matches, and come back at some point when Ring of Honor get a TV deal. So I'm torn between Ring of Honor. I'm torn between FTR and United Empire. But Roppongi Vice, they're eating that pin.
100%. That's what they're there for.
Eating
That's what
that.
they're there for.
Man.
100%.
I love them. They done bits in Ring of Honor and New Japan, but they are they're swallowing that pin.
So big up Steve, SCW, the wrestling channel. I was just on his channel earlier doing predictions, and he actually came up with, you know, a relatively possible idea of Roppongi Vice winning, taking home everything, possibly because obviously Trent Beretta, this whole thing started with him saying that they've never won the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship. So do people think that there's no way Roppongi Vice is walking out with the titles?
No, I wouldn't say it's no way. I mean, it'd be a shock. I don't think for example, like Orange Cassidy and Ospreay is a foregone conclusion. With this one, it's a possibility. Like everything coming out of this match makes things interesting. Especially for the IWGP tag title scene, because that tag division in New Japan is a bit, because if you look who O'Khan and Cobb won the titles from, they won it from Chase Owens and Bad Luck Fale. Jesus, no. So, whatever happens from this, like I think it will be interesting going forward. But back to Roppongi Vice, I definitely think Roppongi Vice have a shot, but like Del Boy said, I think like it's most likely they're gonna eat the pin from whatever team. And I think my prediction is FTR in it. I think FTR by the end of the year they're gonna be all gold. Every company, including AEW.
Boy, appreciate all of you guys jumping in on the live stream, watching live, and jumping in the comments. Big up Wolfie that's joined us. Elijah says that Rocky can eat the pin. Big up Psycho Walker. He says that it would give FTR a reason to be in the World Tag League, which is similar to what you said, Del Boy. Big up Earl Knowledge. He says United Empire for the win. Very possible as well. So yeah, I think it's probably the favorites between United Empire and FTR. But yeah, maybe FTR going over to Japan could be the best kind of, you know, a longer term story being told in all of this. Any last comments on this match, anyone?
It's gonna bang.
Yeah. I just feel like every match is gonna bang, you know. It's just crazy. I wasn't gassed for this before, you know.
All right.
Like,
let me throw a spanner in the works. If every match is gonna bang, let's talk about this one.
I know you're gonna do
AEW Women's World Championship. Thunder Rosa versus Toni Storm. Now, to be fair, this will probably be a very good match. But I mean, I don't want to get into a eulogy of the women's division as we always do when we're talking about AEW women's matches. But what's your thoughts in regards to this build, this dynamic of almost like face versus face? Does this match, you know, it's good to include in a women's match, but is this maybe the women's match that should be happening? Should they have collaborated with Stardom? Does this match have anything that pertains to Forbidden Door? I think there's just a lot of unanswered questions in everything before we get into this match. And yes, the match will probably be good, but is it necessary? What do you lot think?
Correct me if I'm wrong, yeah. Don't Stardom have a pay-per-view or something the next day or something? Or are they doing something which clashes with Forbidden Door?
I'm not too sure. I don't know.
I'm not sure, but Stardom, I'm not too sure. But as far as I know, Stardom, obviously, like, they've made it clear. As of this world right now, they do not have a working relationship with AEW. I know they're owned by the same parent company, but it's like Stardom and AEW have very little to do with each other. So I don't think Stardom are going to be on the show as of yet. I think Stardom and AEW, because I know there's been talks that Stardom want to work with AEW, but it just hasn't happened yet. And it's basically AEW and New Japan back in 2019. Like, they want to work with each other, but I don't know. I guess either talks are in motion or talks are happening. In terms of the build, it's a typical women's divisions build. Like, we've seen it time and time again. In terms of the match itself, I think it'll be good. And you know what? I don't know why. Maybe it's just me being optimistic. I think Tony might win.
So again,
I think Tony might win.
I was saying this earlier with Steve. Like, I think Tony winning, like, it may not be a bad thing, especially because I guess with Stardom kind of floating around in the background, talks of they would like to do something with Stardom in the future. Tony could be a good person to help bridge that gap. Versi, what's your thoughts on this match? I guess I haven't really heard your thoughts on the women's division and the booking of the championship. What's your thoughts on that?
It's hit and miss, to be honest with you. I kind of prefer the TBS scene rather than the main women's one. I don't mind Thunder Rosa. I feel like if Toni Storm wins, it's a bit too early because I don't even know where they'll go with Toni Storm winning. It'll be a feel-good moment, but in a card that's based on New Japan and AEW, I don't think that's going to be what people are going to remember. I'd rather that happen.
But you say that, but sorry, I'll say if you say that though, but if Thunder Rosa retains, then where do they go from there? Who's next?
I don't know, to be fair. I mean, I still think she should have lost to Serena Deeb, to be honest with you. I think she would have done more to build up the other women because I feel like Thunder Rosa, her matches that she's been having, the only one I remember is the Serena Deeb one. I mean, she had that one with, what's that girl? Marina Safik, and that wasn't good. I don't know. I mean, they'll just bounce back. Even if Toni Storm wins, she'll still get a challenge from Rosa. The division itself just needs more stars. That's why I prefer the TBS one. It's more thought out. You know that Jade's at the top. You've got Athena. You've got Statlander. Whereas this one, it's kind of like it's Thunder Rosa. It's Toni Storm. Who else? So
big up Afo in the chat. Afo says, Anafi, I'm with you. Every match will bang. And he goes on to say, I would have preferred a Stardom collab. Show most of us, Western fans, something that we haven't seen before. Yeah, there's a couple of names there that could have mixed it up with some of the ladies here. Though, is there any interest from your side in an AEW women's versus Stardom show?
Yeah, possibly. You know, there's Stardom, there's TJPW. Like, there's so many Japanese women companies that would. But then again, what it is, I just think, and I say this respectfully, the AEW women's division, they haven't got the XP. They haven't got the DLC to stand up with a lot of these women. Like, if I mention names like Suri, some of these women, they'll be shaking in there.
If I say AZM, Utami,
like Fekla, Julia, like, bro, there's so many women around. Even Maki Ito, I don't like the woman, but fam, a lot of these women haven't even got the charisma like Maki Ito, do you know what I mean? But I'm interested at some point. Like, you know, we've got, like, let me give them a bit of credit. We've got the Toni Storms, Britt Baker, we've got Serena Deeb,
Athena,
we've got the Chris Statlanders. Jade, she's still a bit green, but she's got the star power. Like, so Penelope Ford, we've got women that can wrestle and they can do the work, but at the same time, like, I don't know if they can hang with these babes. I don't know, I'm not too sure. It's a bit of a sticky one. It's not looking good, bruv.
Looking good, bro. Big up 1997, locked in. Big up Bijamari, also in. He says that he's got Tony winning. Everyone that's on the live, please hit the like button. We appreciate that. Elijah says, not sure Thunder Rosa has had a good match this year. 1997 says Thunder Rosa slightly overrated. I know this is something that you talk about, Delboy. What's your thoughts on Thunder as champion and just in general?
Oh, her reign has been shit. I'll be very real. Let me not even sugarcoat it. It's been shit. But I'll give her credit. Her match with Serena Deeb was very good. That was my favorite match. That was one of my favorite matches on Double or Nothing. But I mean, I don't know. Her championship reign has just been a bit. I don't know, man. Like her chase was way better than her actual title reign. So
I hear it.
What do you think, Mex?
Yeah, again, the chase has been very good. I feel sorry for Thunder Rosa because I know she's wanted to do a lot with this division, and she's not here for the disrespect of women's wrestling and women's division. And it's almost like, all right, she's been given like what should be the key to the kingdom in the championship, and the booking again has kind of let her down. So much so, like Versi said, we're all immediately more interested in what's happening in the TBS scene than what's happening at what should be the top of the card, the AEW women's division. So it's a weird one. You can only hope that, you know, it's often been that, oh, when Britt Baker gets the championship, things gonna change, and then it didn't really. And then Thunder's got it, things gonna change. Not really. Tony is a relatively big name, so if she does, you know, provide some intrigue by winning this weekend, that could be good. But it's almost like we've been here before. So what is actually gonna change this division?
Yeah.
So it's a sticky one still. But yeah, okay. It looks like there's some Thunder to retain, Tony to win. I guess we'll see come Sunday. Next up, this is one of the talking points coming out of Dynamite this week, or last night, sorry. Daniel Bryan obviously not available to have this match with Zack Sabre Jr. So he has got a mystery man that's going to stand in his place to take on Zack Sabre Jr. Hella names have been bandied around today. The front runners being Cesaro, Gargano, and Jonathan Gresham.
Max,
I see a couple faces being made.
let me say something, yeah. Someone said a name today, yeah, like, bro, I laughed. Someone said Bray Wyatt.
Are they smoking, man?
Yo, I can't
Technical
lie,
wrestling where?
Best technical wrestler, hands down.
yeah. If Bray Wyatt walks out here in a costume, you know the Big Show costume?
Imagine that you see Bray Wyatt do this. Follow the buzzards.
Oh my gosh, it can never be Bray Wyatt.
I can't, I'll pop though, but I'll say, what's this way? Hey. Hey. Well, that's all Bray Wyatt face shit. I said, no way. Fam.
Not a chance.
That's nasty.
I love Bray Wyatt, but no disrespect, fam. That's
nasty, bro.
You know what? If someone else was to announce this and it's like a massive swerve and someone like Bray Wyatt, then cool. But Danielson is so kind of serious with it. He loves his wrestling. This is going to be, you know, probably one of the names mentioned. A couple other guys' names that can be thrown into the hat. Anyone got any other names apart from the Cesaros, Greshams, and Garganos?
This one is super unlikely, but I said it in the group chat. If Biff Busick, I can't lie.
Oh, sick. Yeah, that'd be good.
Biff Busick would be mad still.
Yeah, that could be good. I'm just jumping into the chat, and yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of Cesaros. Wolfie says Cesaro. Afo says Cesaro. Let's go. Big up Derek IP, Claudio Castagnoli. What did you say, Del?
Timothy Thatcher, if he's back from Japan, he'd be a shout. Timothy
Thatcher would be great. Yeah, man, I laughing at Bray Wyatt.
Another nasty one I saw. Somebody said Brian Kendrick, and I was like, he's the fam. He was supposed to be on Dynamite time ago. Then, you know, misdemeanors happened.
What happened, misdemeanors, isn't it? But him and Danielson are close, didn't they? Did he train one another, something like that?
Yeah,
no, true.
They used to train with each other.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's been wrestling again, so who knows? I doubt Tony Khan will let him wrestle again. But
So
I
this
wouldn't
is my
want to see him in BCC. That's a bit weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is my thing. I think because he said it's like a big surprise, it kind of just, even some of the names I'm mentioning that fit the technical wrestler part, they're not at the same time big surprise. They don't fit that part. So in my opinion, it only really leaves two names, and that's Gargano and Cesaro. And I think it's Cesaro.
But is Gargano technical like that though?
He can do that style.
He can do it.
He's high.
He can do it, but he's not that technical, but he can do it.
Come on, we know Brian Danielson that we're talking about. Is Brian Danielson gonna say he's technical? Come on, man. You know what technical is?
Johnny Gargano's one of the wrestlers where he can hang. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
Johnny Gargano can do his.
No matter where you put him, he's able to take that 4 minute.
Okay.
And Johnny Gargano, if he comes out, he'll get a mad pop.
Oh, yeah, the pop will be mad still. Yeah,
but it's definitely Claudio, fam. It has to be, and it even plays into the whole Blackpool Combat Club stuff, because John Moxley has a good relationship with him. Like, in John Moxley's book, he wrote several, like, not pages, but he mentioned Cesaro like so many different times. Obviously, Eddie Kingston's got a rich history with Claudio, so it makes sense, and especially going from the perspective of not only the Forbidden Door match but into the Blood and Guts match. Like, Cesaro is the person who can do literally both. You can do technical one day and then do bleeding galore the next day.
That's what
pour it. It's Blood and Guts. What do you expect?
Pour it.
It's true, and also as well, he's got that history with William Regal because he had his last match with him as well. So I think that would be good.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So yeah, I think over here as well, Cesaro seems to be the favorite. And yeah, Cesaro to beat Zack Sabre Jr. then, or mystery person to beat Zack Sabre.
Oh
Jr.
yeah. Because if he's going to be at Blood, the thing is, it's because he's going. If it was just a one-off, then I'd have Zack win. But because he's going to be at Blood and Guts, it's like, and then it's like this guy's going to be Blackpool Combat Club as well. So like, it's kind of.
You think who? Sorry,
I think the person that I think Zack Sabre Jr. should go over, because I think he should win, because anyone that joins Blackpool Combat Club always lose, but they lose with respect. So Zack Sabre Jr. is going to probably teach him a lesson and beat him. Do you get what I mean? Do you get what I'm trying to come from?
So I see where it's coming from, because really and truly, even if the person comes in and because they've got Blood and Guts next week, this isn't our main event. Our real match we want to see is Zack versus Daniel Bryan. So whoever loses, regardless if they're coming in for a debut, it doesn't take anything away from them. They're going to have an amazing match. They lose. It is what it is. Zack Sabre Jr. is not their focus. It's beating up Chris Jericho and the other. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That was part of my thinking, that Zack Sabre Jr. goes over whoever it is, and then he still has the claim to Danielson, like, you brought in someone that was a great technical wrestler and I still beat them. So I still want you, sort of thing. So yeah, Wolfie says here in the chat, Bray Wyatt would turn off the lights because of the cooking he'd receive. The Rich says Claudio Castagnoli would fit the BCC. Elijah says, I can't handle more new dudes. Yeah, I think Earl was saying that sentiment as well.
Of course, man.
Afo says Brian Kendrick.
Drake.
Elijah says, please not Gargano. MAA, thanks for joining. Word, we don't really need any new dudes. I think it's co-signing what Elijah said. Psycho Walker, whoever wrestles Zack joins BCC, so it had to choose who will join. It's hard to choose who will join.
Random question to everyone, yeah? Let's say, for example, that it's not someone new coming in, but it's someone that's already on the roster. Who do you guys think it would be?
That's why I thought it should be Garcia.
It can't be Garcia because Garcia is already in.
Yeah, it's not gonna be, but
then again, I don't think you guys clocked. I think it was last week here when someone came. I think it was Moxley or Eddie Kingston came out. Before Eddie Kingston come out, Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia were arguing in the ring. Do you clock that? Watch it back.
When Sammy Guevara had joined JAS.
Yeah, when they announced him as when they announced Sammy Guevara joining, blah blah blah. Because Jericho was talking, and I think John Moxley and Tanahashi walked out. I don't know, I forgot who it was. Yeah, in the middle of the ring, Sammy Guevara and Danny Garcia were arguing. They were in the middle and they were arguing with each other. But after when Eddie Kingston ran into the ring, they ran out. So we never got to see what happened. What they were. Yeah, look, even Elijah said they were staring at each other, but they were like, it looked like they were having a full-on argument. So maybe it might be something there. They might say, "Yo, I didn't want to be part of you guys because X, Y, Z." But then again, it needs a proper build in it. So yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Somebody's who else?
That I'll pay for. ZSJ versus Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
And I almost feel like Wrestle Kingdom has to be the setting for that more so than AEW.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Big up Gareth. Gareth joined us live.
Jeez, Gareth with the misses.
So Afo just says to finish on this one. He says, I would love for it to be Garcia, but they've only just started planting the seeds for him to face Guevara. So yeah, maybe that's what's gonna take him out of JAS and bring him over to BCC.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, I missed that myself, but cool. Let's get on to some more tag team action. Feels like a bit of a thrown together match, if I must say so myself, but you can't have a card like this without Bullet Club presence, or at least the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks gonna have El Fantasma on their side, along with Hikuleo, going against dudes with attitude, Sting, Darby Allin, Shingo, and Hiromu Takahashi. Listen, go on.
First things first. Where in the blue hell did that name come from? Dudes with attitude.
Yeah, I was thinking that, you know.
I can't lie. Bro, they were loading on social media and come on, dudes with attitude. Come on, man.
I was thinking this, you know, but you know what? I was quite pissed off today when I was watching AEW, and Darby was the one that kind of had the opportunity to announce this match, right? And the man, obviously, he's very casual in his delivery and stuff anyway. But it was too casual for me. The way he said, I've got Shingo and Hiromu on my team. I was thinking, bruv, can you sell this match? Like, can you sell the caliber of guys you're tagging with? Like, Shingo was a world champion last year. Hiromu Takahashi is probably the best cruiserweight in the world right now. Like, I know it's his character, but I feel like more than anything, he was trying to remember their names or remember his promo. The way he just said Hiromu, like not even man's surname, to tell people who this really is. Like, I personally wasn't happy with it, and it feels kind of all thrown together. But I think this is definitely but the match will bang tax.
Yeah, match about.
It's gonna be a fun match. I know Sting is gonna enjoy himself. I know El Fantasma is gonna have a lot of fun. Hikuleo, I don't really care for. Big you up. Sorry. To be fair, I would have preferred to see the Young Bucks versus Shingo and Hiromu. I'll be very real.
Yeah,
I would prefer to see that for the tag titles. And I don't think we needed the whole dudes of that. That's weird. What is that?
Yeah, proper is weird.
Apparently,
it's fun. It's funny to see. It's funny.
It was Sting's group in the Great American Bash in 1990.
No. I understand that. But I mean, it's just like,
why is it needed here?
It's not needed here. It is what it is. It will be a fun match.
NK, you're silent. Talk up.
I hear what you guys are right. When I heard Hiromu's name, I forgot about the promo. When I heard Shingo's name, I lost my shit. Listen, Shingo's my LIJ, Los Single when I was there upon. Those are my guys. I wish Ishimori. For me, what would have made this match a bit better? We take out Hikuleo, put Taishi Ishimori right there. Then I would have been like, you know what? Yeah, perfect. But I'm excited to see Shingo. I'm excited to see Hiromu. I'm excited to see them chop up with the Bucks. Yeah, like Sting and Darby are just they're there, but you know, they're there in it. So, but at the end of the day, for me, like when I heard Hiromu's name, I lost my shit. So I'm happy. I'm very happy.
I think that's what it was for me. Just obviously because of, you know, just names, like, and commonness of names. That's what I was thinking. When he said Hiromu, I was like, huh? Until the graphic confirmed it was the Hiromu, I thought. I was just thinking this guy just didn't really sell. He's tagging with elite talents right now. And this is obviously the go home show. So just a little thing there. But go on, Anafi.
I was going to say a quick one here. Correct me if I'm wrong. You see the end of the end of Dynamite yesterday, yeah? Was it Excalibur that was reading out the card?
Yeah, he started there.
Oh, they need to pay him double, you know. I felt sad for him, bro. The person that was doing the what do you call it? The power presentation, yeah. He didn't keep fast. He didn't keep up. Oh, he choked. He goes, oh, okay, sorry. Ross Rivers.
He does that every week, bro. When he's saying Dynamite card or Rampage card, he's just running through it. Like,
Rampage. We got the guns now. I'm just like, brother, relax. Cool down. Cool down, man.
Oh, firm. 140 BPM, bro.
But big up Excalibur, man. He's cold.
Yeah, he's sick.
Afo says here in the chat he thinks the match will sell itself. Cycle Walker with a great suggestion. Imagine Darby versus Hiromu, which would be a lot of fun.
Where? That's the type of match I wanted to see at Best of the Super Juniors, but
that would have been cool. Maybe next year. Afo says if this is a success, I would like to believe that they'll improve. Yeah, I hope this is an annual thing and it gets better and we probably get more in the way of dream matches in a few years' time. Elijah says, imagine Shingo and Hiromu haven't wrestled in front of a crowd that could cheer since February 2020.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's mad. That is a long time. Yeah, it's a match that's gonna just turn up on the night and then we'll forget about all this other stuff. Let's jump into another tag team match. More than anything, I think that this tag team match is due to set up what we're going to see on Wednesday in Blood and Guts. And that's Chris Jericho, Minoru Suzuki, Sammy Guevara going up against Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino. Versi, what's your thoughts on this match? Does this give you Forbidden Door feels, or is this, just to set up Wednesday's Blood and Guts?
I can't lie, like I'm putting shirt attacks on this one. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely a Dynamite main event kind of thing, just a random throwaway match. But shirt attacks, I'm happy to see him on a pay-per-view. So I'm looking forward to this one. So, but I was obviously, because Moxie's in the main event. If he wasn't in the main event, I would have been happy to see him team with Shota because it's been so long since their little stuff in New Japan.
Between yourselves, Del Boy, NK, if you want to kind of let the crowd know a bit more about Shota Umino, I don't think AEW done such a great job. I know he's got ties to Moxley, but a bit of background on him.
They didn't do nothing yet.
No.
Swear.
They didn't.
Oh my God. Wow, I'm so shocked.
Get the hell out of here, bro.
They need to stop doing that. That's the problem. They just need to. Shota's basically his young boy, isn't it? He's Moxley's. He's young gunner. You know the ones. He sends him to the shop. He comes back, comes with his Rolos, his fruit shoots. Them free sweets for 99p. But yeah, Shota's been on an excursion in the UK for maybe the best part of the year, 2 years now. He's been killing it in Rev Pro. He's been doing other few indies as well. And he frequently goes back for New Japan Strong as well. I don't care for this match. I'll be very real. I do not care for this match. Like you said, it's just to set up Blood and Guts. Yeah, and yeah, like Elijah says, he's Red Shoe's son as well.
Well, for sure, like actual Red Shoe's son.
Yeah. He done. I don't know if you remember when Chris Jericho was over there, and I feel Chris Jericho banged him up in front of Red Shoes.
Yeah.
A couple years back, when he was a young boy. This is strictly just for Wednesday. If anything, I think this is to give Eddie Kingston a big pop, a big kind of heroes attempt. Obviously, he's on the side of a few young guys in Utah and Shota. I think Chris Jericho, Suzuki, and Sammy Guevara get the win. Anyone else think that, or any other opinions?
Yeah, I think Shenanigans probably come up. Yeah, the man will get the win. What are they called again? They're not called 2.0 no more. What are they called again?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get
Daddy Magic or something like.
Magic. Them man are gonna come in decent, man.
Yeah. He got the JAS waiting in the wings, I guess. But yeah, Cycle Walker says Shota for BCC. Cameron says, should Forbidden Door be an annual thing or when it only makes sense to do it? NK, what do you think?
From what I know, Tony Khan, and you said he's been talking to New Japan, it's going to be an annual thing, innit? I'd say make it an annual thing. I'd say make it before Double or Nothing, so we don't have this weird, because it was in between Double or Nothing
into the calendar.
Yeah, because it was in between Double or Nothing and Dominion, it was like, well, okay, we've progressed with our stuff, but we've got to wait for New Japan to like finish their big pay-per-view, and then we got to do our shit. So I'd say do it earlier in the year, like maybe not too far after not too far after Wrestle Kingdom, and after Wrestle Kingdom and Revolution, that's where you should do it. I just thought it just makes sense then. But yeah, definitely should be an annual thing, just once a year. Why not have a show where you can just throw matches together? You don't need that much build. You don't need some like MJF CM Punk type beat storylines. Just justify things with I want to face you, and let's get it cracking.
I couldn't help but read this in a Nigerian accent. First comment: Does TK not have a budget for vignettes? Buy another Adobe Creative Cloud.
In TK's defense, I can't lie. Adobe Creative Cloud, put the price up in it. It's expensive now, fam. So, but then again, he can still, at least, man, give us one small. Or Shota once studied at the University of Calabasas. Now he's here at New Japan. He was once mentored by. Do you get what I mean? Something along the lines. Calabasas. Which like it's worth it. So yeah, man.
Yeah. Thanks, Cycle Walker.
I was gonna say, bro, I feel like Forbidden Door should be a thing where one year it's in America, the next year it's in Japan. So it comes back and forth. So now they'll get basically the Western fans will now get a chance to go over to Japan and see. Do you know what I mean? Watch their program and that sort of stuff in it. But yeah, I think should do that.
Having more time to organize it. Obviously, not having a pandemic that everyone's recovering from as well. This probably would have been at least TV programming between New Japan and AEW, and then it culminates in wherever. But yeah, Cycle Walker's just saying, that Shota was beaten up by Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom 12 against Omega. Elijah said here, Shota eating the pin. I think pretty much what everyone thinks, and then we head into Blood and Guts on Wednesday. A couple more matches. Let's talk some championship matches now, starting with the AEW All Atlantic Championship. So this is the new title they created. We got Pac, who qualified first, followed by Miro, followed by Tomoru Ishii, followed by Malachi Black, who qualified on Dynamite. So a bit of a fatal four-way situation. This match should probably be one of the better matches on the night, top 3 matches in my opinion. I'm backing Pac to walk out as champion. However, Miro is just excellent, and I just want to see him win all the time. What's anyone else's predictions on this one?
Okay, cool. I feel like the last 2 men standing is going to be Miro versus Ishii. Miro's going to basically take pin Ishii and win it.
Okay, so you go for Miro win. Any other guesses?
Pac. I think Pac
the win.
I initially was going to guess, but I feel like this is probably the only title match where whoever wins is going to do well for the belt anyways. Miro, he's cutting the promos of his life, and everybody wants to see Miro win. After his TNT run, everybody said, you know what? Miro is that guy. Like, he was robbed when he first came in, but after he started praying, and this is what happens. When you're doing your daily devotions and you're committing your life to God, life changes for you, and he's got a sexy wife as well. So if he wins, amazing. If Pac wins, finally. If Malachi wins, oh boy, House of Black. But if Ishii wins, that belt is going to Japan, and we can see some great matchups there. So whoever wins, we're cooking regardless. So I'm not gonna guess this one.
I hear it. I
agree. Whoever wins, I'm happy.
Ishii win. Versi, who's your pick?
I said I'm happy with whoever, but I think I'll go for Pat because he hasn't had a championship the whole time he's been in AEW. And Tony Khan kept mentioning it. Excalibur kept mentioning that AEW is doing well in UK. That was Tony Khan actually. So I can see that being a lead into Pat winning, and they shop it around in the UK.
Yeah, that's good. I think Ishii going on tour with that could be a bit of fun as well. Afo says, I think in regards to your comment, Anafi, jumpy wrestling versus meat slapping. Let's go. Psycho Walker, Miro and Ishii in the same ring, and he guesses Black for the win. Gareth, he says, I really need to see Pac win this. I think that's the same for a lot of people. Do you think Pac is going to be on TV a lot more regularly, especially if he wins this? Because there's still this thing that it's like he's commuting to work in AEW. Like he doesn't live in America.
Man's going through security in his pants, fam. He's watching a tire. He's only got one. He hasn't got a tire B or tire A. He hasn't got tire B or tire C. Or
just the one.
Just the box standard attire, fam. I mean, we'd hope so, but then again, I mean, we're seeing what's happening with the TNT title. Like AEW already have so many titles as it is, and a lot of them aren't being showcased, and it's always been pushed between AEW Dark and Rampage, and I don't know. I mean, who's to say that this is possibly a belt where we could potentially see them go to other companies and face other people? So I don't know. We do. I'd hope so.
We got Elijah says Miro has Ishii in the game over, and then Pac does a black arrow onto them. Maybe pins one of them. Yeah, and Pac is a day one as well. MAA says need a Pac or Black win. Of course, our brother Laps is just here for vibes. No contribution. No contribution. Just here for laughs and vibes. Big up Laps. Yeah, I think Pac is big for everyone. Everyone's prediction to come home with it. So let's see how that goes for him. Let's move on to now the IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. So after a couple weeks of firstly with Dominion, we got Jay White winning the championship from Okada. So Hangman versus Okada, which Hangman wanted, he's not going to get, obviously, in that singles match for that title. Jay White's champion now. Jay White came out and said, Hangman, I'm not facing you for the title. Dissed his mate Adam Cole and said, I'm not facing you for that title. Came out again last night and said to Hangman and Adam Cole, I'm not facing you for that title. They started a beatdown on Hangman. Hangman was saved by the debuting Okada on AEW Dynamite. And I guess their whole convoluted story of who Jay White was going to face for this title culminated in all of the men being in this match. Where do you lot stand with that build before we get to the predictions of it?
I can't lie. This match might be one of the matches of the night that you weren't even expecting it. First things first, everyone's got to watch out for Adam Cole. He's one of the sneakiest guys. I saw something yesterday that kind of like threw me off. You see when he's going to hit the thing with the towel? Jay White with the towel.
Yeah.
I feel like he's got to be. He probably someone that's going to pull some strings and do some madness at this match, innit? But I do see Jay White retaining and winning, and we'll get a surprise at the end. We're definitely going to get a surprise at the end. I'm not going to say the person's name that's going to return, but you're just going to see something in the end, and everyone's going to be like, "Oh shit!" We're going to go home happy, glad. We're going to eat chicken and chips, kebab. Bro, honestly, bro, it's going to be.
I said kebab at 4 a.m.
Whatever time it is, isn't it? Like, bro, yeah, it's gonna be a madness, man. Kenny Omega's gonna show up at the end for sure, and after they're gonna have a face off with Jay White and they're gonna do it properly and good. So Wrestle Kingdom is next year, right?
Yeah, January.
That's a long time to build something. So I don't know. I'm not saying they're gonna, put it up, but
We've got a couple of things in between. NK, what was your thoughts? I know obviously you're very high on Okada showing up finally in AEW, but what's your thoughts on how this all got put together?
Do you know what? Like, I thought it was more, I don't know, the whole build was it was interesting in terms of the fact that it always kept us guessing. I wasn't mad. What I did like, I didn't believe. I remember there was a promo Adam Cole and he's like, Okada's not coming, and I actually believed him. Like when he said Okada's not coming, I was like, oh, I guess he's not coming. Like, okay, I'm like, well, and it was kind of like I was so disappointed that Okada wasn't coming that I was like, oh, I don't really care about this. Like, forget this, forget that. You know what I'm saying? And then when he actually came, I was like, oh, and I was somebody. I remember there were rumors about it being a multi-man match already. And then from the rumors, I wasn't pleased. I was like, don't put Okada in a multi-man match. Like, that's not the best utilization of his skills. Like, you know, he's somebody who does, you know, the 45-minute epics. But I'm thinking as well, but if you're introducing Okada to a new audience, yeah, you play to his strengths as well. But some people might not like the 40-minute epic. Some people might be, you know, just want to see, okay, highlight real stuff. Okay, what's this guy good at? What's this guy about? So putting him in a 4-way and then doing this in a 4-way makes a lot of sense. And Adam Cole is eating that pin. Adam Cole is losing again. He's eating that pin.
I can't lie, you're gonna be surprised. I don't think Adam Cole's going. I don't think Adam Cole's gonna eat the pin. You'll be surprised.
I see Adam Page chopping that pin, bro. I'll be real.
Even bro, I might be see Okada even lose. Get the pin, sorry.
I'll definitely say Adam Cole is the not
You'll be surprised.
I'll definitely say Adam Cole's the favorite to take the pin, followed by Adam Page, because it could easily just play into Adam Page's character and kind of spiraling off into, you know, some disaster. He's lost the title, he's lost this opportunity as well. Yeah, the build has been somewhat meh, but I think just as the graphic, when I saw the graphic of all of these men in this, I was sold. And I thought, yeah, this is going to be fun. Adam Cole, allegedly, and Okada may actually still be carrying injuries into this match. Some type of niggling injuries and stuff. But yeah, I think...
What was that?
What, the sound was funny?
What, did you hear something? Was it me?
It was just, I think it's the sound, the microphone or something.
Oh, the
yeah. Yeah, but other than that, I think this should be good. Does anyone see a title change happening here, or is this Jay White to retain?
No, Jay White's keeping it. He just got the title. He's staying with the title.
Yeah, he's had the title for what, 2 weeks now?
Yeah. After that Dominion promo, it makes no sense. We're living in the era of Jay White. This is Jay's era. Let's live in it. Let's pay our rent and let's be happy. Prices are rising, but it is what it is.
I mean, if it does change, which is a small possibility, it's definitely Okada. So yeah, that's about it. But that's a 0.5% chance.
We don't want to see that. I'll be real.
No,
we don't want to see that. We're tired. Japan and same champions all the time. It's like this. Give us change. Let's live a little bit, man.
MAA in the chat says Adam Cole just there to eat the pin. I can't lie. Afo says Jay will retain. Elijah, this match is something people would have blamed on Cody if he was still here. Oh gosh. Afo says crap build. There was no direction, but it's gonna bang. Yeah, I think that's where we are with a lot of this. Cycle Walker, hoping Kenny Omega shows up after the IWGP title match. I think that could be a nice touch. Laps, he says he who shall not be named. I think that's in regards to Kenny Omega showing up as well. Elijah says don't get your hopes up for Kenny.
I'm the same.
Yeah,
we got.
I don't think it's me getting hopes. I think it's a case of like, if it happens, it happens. I've learned my lesson from Royal Rumble 2000 and when was that, this year? I got my hopes up for that Royal Rumble, thinking to myself, yeah, it's gonna be sick. Ever since then, I said, you know, don't have expectations, just watch it and enjoy it for
just take things how they come. Yeah. Steve says if this becomes a yearly event, Bullet Club versus Undisputed Elite could be fun next year. I was actually saying to Steve earlier, like any iteration, like the Bucks and Hikuleo and ELP is not the Bullet Club as we know it, you know, proper Bullet Club. But any iteration of the Bullet Club in this day and age, it just feels like it's not Bullet Club anyway. Like it's a bit knackered at this point. Jay White says, yeah, man. If Jay White loses, it will continue the story that he can't keep a championship.
Nah, not after 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, I don't think that's a story they'll play out on AEW as well, even if that's the case. But Elijah has a good point. He could lose the title without being pinned.
Yeah,
which is
we don't want to see
Adam
that.
Cole, baby.
victim Adam Cole. Afro says he'll bet money that Kenny will turn up.
Keep your
how
money.
much in the bet?
We're in a recession, my bro. Keep your money, fam.
Don't know there's things about, fam. Save your money.
Yeah, I said there's things about.
Things about, man. Let's save our money for them.
And Wolfie says, if this was a universe mode type B, I'd give Cole the belt and send him to Japan for a bit. He's like that bad B that likes to turn up in everyone's business. I'd let him cook in Tokyo. 2K beat though.
You know what? I'll book that. In 2K, I'll book that because I like to throw spanners in the works, innit? I even have someone come and interfere, no win the title and then go for it. So yeah, man. It'll be cool.
I'm here for chaotic endings and left field decisions, but I just think right now the fact they put the title on Jay White, New Japan is trying to really reopen as a promotion and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, I don't want any chaos in this match. That has to be the result. Jay White.
If it was Evil as champion, give it to him. Even give him AEW. Give him every single belt in the world, because that Evil, the evil that Evil has done, he's shown us in the world. So if it was Evil, I'd understand. Cool, give the belt to Adam Cole. But Jay White, after the promo he cut and after that match he had with Okada, please. We're living in his world that we must continue to pay rent and council tax. So.
100%, bro. Right, we're on to the main event, or the second co-main event, however you want to look at it. Big up everyone that's been with us in the chat. Make sure you like the stream. If you haven't already, subscribe to WRESTHINGS as well. Let's jump into the last one. AEW Interim World Championship is on the line. Jon Moxley taking on Hiroshi Tanahashi. This is the match Moxley has been chasing for time, since he's basically been a free man out of WWE. He's wanted this match. He faced Tanahashi in a fatal four-way for the United States Championship maybe about a month ago or so now. But it's the singles match he's won in, and of course the AEW interim world title is on the line. I feel it's very obvious somewhat that Moxley is going to win. Again, I'm here for Tanahashi winning. Big shock factor. And now we kind of need to tune in elsewhere to see what Tanahashi's up to with that title. What do you lot think? Are you here for Moxley to win and carry that belt, or do you want something different?
I'm here for Tanahashi to win, I know it won't happen, but I actually want that to happen.
Yeah.
Part of me wants him to win. I'll be real.
Wait, you want who?
Tanahashi. Part of me wants him to win.
I got nothing against Moxley. I think Moxley's the right person to be in this position, but I just want something else to happen. I don't mind if Moxley then later beats him down the line, but on this night, on Sunday, I want Tanahashi to walk out with that title.
Guys, I'm not deep here to say this here that I'm not actually invested in this match, I
kind of hear you.
I'm not even fussed about this match. I don't know why.
I think it's probably because it's predictable to you. I think it's kind of been it's foreshadowed that Moxley is gonna win, and I'm not too sure. You'll give your opinions, please, afterwards. I'm not too sure on the segment of all this chaos happening around them.
I didn't like that.
On Dynamite, and they two were just staring at each other in the ring.
Roman and Juliet in the middle of the ring. I didn't like that. That's why I'm like, what the hell is happening?
It didn't really do it for me as the big go home segment. Not to say they should have put hands on each other, but maybe they should have, won their match, had a little something in terms of saying something to each other, walked up the ramp, and then just done. The whole standing and watching each other for time, especially after early on the night, Moxley said that once the match done, the business is over. Now it's all personal sort of thing. I just feel like that wasn't the most effective way, to sell this match on TV before the pay-per-view. What do you guys think?
I was upset. I was watching. I was like, fam, what the hell's happening there? Eddie Kingston's come with a steel chair, hitting people. People find outside the ring, but these two in the middle doing Romeo and Juliet. It doesn't make sense. At least have a thing where it's cool. once they leave here, they've left the ring now. They're out. Then Eddie Kingston comes does his badness. Do you know what I mean? That one I don't mind. But even I find that so there's, like I said, like there's so much stuff to look at. I get the chaos thing is sick. I love it. But where am I looking? Am I looking at the people that's kissing in the ring? Am I looking at the people that's outside doing what you call it? Tag your it? Like I don't know. I'm not invested in the whole thing. Man. I can't lie. I'm just not.
Makes it seem like everything's so convoluted. Like there's so many.
Yeah, bro.
On this one, but
yeah, man.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like it's clear that Moxley's going to win. He's a deserving champion after the run that he had during lockdown. He deserves to be able to be a champion in front of a crowd. But small but, if Tanahashi was to walk out and go up,
I'll scream, bro.
Okay, that would be sick. That would be sick.
The visual of just seeing Tanahashi hold up the title belt with referee Aubrey, whatever stupid name.
No, red shoes.
Even red shoes. Do you know what I mean? Just the visual of seeing Tanahashi with the belt, his first major American world title, bro.
That would be sick. That would be sick. That one gonna be a pop in the studio,
bro. And then soon, you see when he retires, his vignette of him in Noah, him in New Japan, and then him holding. I'm gonna fall off
the boat, bro. Like,
I'm gonna fall off my seat. He needs to win the. He needs to win.
Okay, though. That's when I'm invested. That's when I go home happy. That's when I'll be sent home happy. Like, Lord, go home. I'll be happy. You got what I mean? Yeah, that's when. That's.
I don't even mind.
No, for me,
for this belt, it builds lineage. To say that this world title has had people like Jericho, Moxley, Tanahashi, bro, come on.
Tanahashi's a name.
You've given some intercontinental flavor to the title now. Like,
yeah. It was Indomik, not even Indomik.
God, NK say.
Nah, I'll say, listen, like, this is the match I've wanted for time in New Japan, innit? Like, this is a match I've wanted, innit? And obviously, like, the build in AEW, hasn't been so bad. Like, this is a match that's been built from like time ago in New Japan, do you know what I'm saying? So like my perspective on the whole situation is, of course, like we're looking at it from an AEW New Japan paper. From just Tanahashi and Moxley, I've won this match for ages. And yeah, man, when Tanahashi comes out and that entrance is in full force and he's air guitar and like I said, bro, like he's a fucking GOAT when it comes to this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's a legend. Do you know what I want? I want G1 Climax 28 Tanahashi. Just emotional, you know, Moxley's elbowing him in the face and he's like hulking up and he's charging up. Like, I want that Tanahashi, do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I can't ever lie. Like, you guys have kind of swayed me because I obviously, the booking's obvious. Moxley's going to win. But now you guys have planted this seed in my head. If I see Tanahashi win, and he's doing air guitar in the middle of the ring with the title. You see tears. You see tears in my eyes.
Bro. Man can go back to Japan. Man can defend it against the likes of Naito, Sanada. Bro, man could just go back to Japan and already still build lineage for this world title. This belt already has amazing world title matches as it is through the titles champions it's had. But for Tanahashi to win it and take it to Japan, God, I'll even fight Japan as well. If Tanahashi takes this belt to Japan, me, Seth, I'm
man, I don't care. And then, man, if
Tanahashi, because 100%, man will be taking this belt to G1. Come on, man, I'm sold. I'm sold already.
Like I said, I don't mind. Obviously, it's an interim world title and all of that stuff. I don't mind if somewhere down the line Moxley eventually does beat Tanahashi for it, and then the unification match is Moxley versus Punk. Tanahashi versus Punk as a unification match isn't an issue either, because this match was originally meant to be Tanahashi versus Punk.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm down for Mox. If Mox wins, I ain't gonna boo it or anything like that. I'm a big Mox fan, but I just feel there's so much more. There's just something special about Tanahashi walking out with that championship on Sunday.
How long is Punk out for?
For a couple, 3 months.
Yeah.
That's light, man. Give it to Tanahashi, man. Let him hold it for a month and then give it to John. Yeah. John will be fine. He's always going to be. Soon he'll be a 5-time world champion in AEW. So just let
In
Tanahashi
fact,
get knocked out.
run it tonight. I'm actually gonna have a match. I've got the AEW. I've got some fake Forbidden Door pay-per-view. I'm actually gonna watch the match. I'm not gonna play the match. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna see what happens. And if Tanahashi wins, yeah, it'll be a spectacle.
Man's going basically.
Man simulated the team.
I got similar. I got to trial it out first. You get it? You see it?
Oh, man.
Cool, man.
I'm watching.
gosh.
Listen, you see after this. You see, I'm loading up Wrestle Kingdom 9. I'm loading up all the ones with the confetti falls on Tanahashi. I'm loading up all of them just so I can get the visual back in my head again. G1 climax again.
That legendary imagery. Let's jump into the chat. Appreciate all you guys' messages. Elijah says, you want Tana no knees versus CM drunk. Well, boy.
Tanahashi Tanahashi been putting on bangers with no knees, fam. He's had no knees for the last 5 years, fam.
He's got more knees than CM Punk. That's why CM Punk's not here.
What do you mean you got no knees? As in what?
No, Tanahashi done like his offense is like done. Like in terms of like aerial shit.
Run.
Like that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's what I said. I kept saying he's a storyteller, fam. On this side of his career.
How long's he been? How long's he had like this injury for?
It's been a while.
Wow.
The match he put on with Kenta in Wrestle Kingdom, I think, what was that? Like a no disqualification match or something like that?
Yeah.
That match was crazy. I couldn't believe he was able to do that.
Yeah, it made no sense. It was one of my favorite matches of the night as well.
Yeah, literally.
It was wild.
But yeah, he's been kind of stiff for a minute and a few.
And he's still been putting on bangers.
Yeah, he's still one of the best over there. Cycle Walker says, hoping Tanahashi wins and shows off the IWGP title at the G1. I think he means the AEW title, but yeah. Afro says, Mox and Tanahashi standing in the ring is like me acting like everything is normal whilst my bedroom is a mess. Oh, gosh. Wolfie, would you be cool with a scenario where nobody wins?
What, a DQ thing? Fuck out of here.
No.
Might as well still be the champion and come in.
Yeah.
That's a joke thing.
That's WWE-esque. They wouldn't do something like that.
Man said Bullet Club come at the end, just attack everyone.
Collapse everything.
Everyone just says, I'm the only champion here.
Oh, gosh. Afro says, I don't mind Tanahashi winning. Big up Nathan. Just joined the stream, it seems. Elijah says he's going to fold. He's going to get folded in the G1, though, Tanahashi. Well, I guess that's kind of his elder statesman role at this point.
It's Tanahashi, bruv.
Yeah, Tanahashi should win.
Question for NK from Wolfie. Where's Shibata right now?
LA Dojo, no?
Marinating. Listen, that match at the Wrestle Kingdom, you're only gonna get Shibata once a year, like Christmas, fam, at best. Listen, that guy, don't come and expect Shibata nowhere until you see him. Don't come and expect Shibata in no cards. If he's there, he's there. If he's not, he's at home training LA Dojo people. That's it. That's what Shibata is.
Elijah says, what do they do on Dynamite? I'm assuming that he means if Tanahashi wins, which is a very good point. I would like
we're just fantasy booking, I can't lie.
I would like there to be some type of discourse, though, like the likes of Jericho, getting onto Moxley, you let this guy leave with our title and all this kind of stuff. And like we said, it doesn't need to be long, maybe a couple of weeks, 4 weeks, a month, and Moxley regains that championship or beats him for it. So yeah, Apple, a bit of a prediction here. MJF will appear at the main event.
Myth.
Boo! No.
That doesn't make sense. I'm sorry.
You don't think so?
No, that doesn't make sense.
That's not happening.
Don't.
Why Versi, why don't you think this should happen?
Nah, it's not gonna happen, man. Like, where did they go from there? Why are they gonna do that?
So I'm thinking more of after the match. Okay, let's say Mox wins.
After, yeah, there's more of a chance of it happening after, but not during. It will take away from the match.
Yeah, Mox wins, and Elijah. I feel so much Elijah comments. And MJF jumps in, maybe beats up Mox, maybe setting up a program between him and Mox. Maybe he's the one that beats Mox and then faces Punk to unify the titles.
There's an argument for it.
I mean, it will all happen a lot, quicker than I guess we would like. But I think there's just there's not a lot of clarity on the MJF situation right now to know where they could really take it.
I just think whoever wins the title, let them have their moment, innit? Like, regardless if it's Moxley or Tanahashi, but let them. But like, at the end of the day, do you know what I'm saying? That it's gonna be a historic pay-per-view in terms of like what it means in terms of that these two companies coming together. So whoever wins the match, let them marinate, let them soak in the chants from the crowd and just cut it there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you got Dynamite to do these angles. Like, let the moment marinate. Whoever's moment is. If it's Moxley's, let him marinate. If it's Tanahashi's, let him marinate.
Wolfie with kind of a decent point here. He says if Tanahashi did win it, it can work. AEW have enough belts, and this new belt they've got. So losing the world title for a few months wouldn't be the end of the world, in my opinion. I don't think it would be up to like a few months necessarily. I think maybe a month or so. But it is true that they have got a lot on the show to carry them, even if a world champion ain't there. But I don't want them to get into a situation that we often see on WWE where the world champion isn't present. That's one thing they've done very well.
What they could potentially do is something similar to what Jay Lethal did in the Ring of Honor. He stepped up and said, "Listen, my television title is the real world title," and was defending it every week. He was having bangers, until the point where maybe whoever the champion is at that time then has some sort of not even a title versus title match, but listen, I'm back now with my world title. You stepped up and you're telling me you're the real world champion. Okay, cool. Let's face off and bragging rights. No championships on the line, bragging rights, and then go back to normal from there. I think a champion being missing just allows for whatever championships are on TV at that moment to just step up. Because really and truly, we've got the TNT, we've got the television title, we've got the ROH world title, we've got the TBS title, we've got the women's title, we've got the tag team titles, both. There's a lot of titles to showcase whilst the world title is absent. And it's not even necessarily absent, it's just on another TV show, which will also bring eyes to it. So
yeah, and maybe that could force their hand into vignettes to show us what Tanahashi's been up to with the AEW world title. So yeah, it's an idea. MAA kind of wish Punk relinquished, but I feel like TK wants the first two-time world champion to be a big thing. So I think we'll probably start rounding up. My question here is if Moxley wins this title, is he a two-time AEW world champion?
Interim.
Yeah.
He's a two-time interim world champion.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean interim? So wait.
He won't. So he wouldn't be champ. So in MMA, the way it works, for example, if you win an interim title, the only way your titles if you beat the champion.
But wouldn't he now become the champion then? So that would make him two times.
He'd be AEW interim champion.
But AEW tweeted though that can we see Moxley become two-time champion rather than it be?
I mean, I guess it'd be like he's won a title twice, but I don't think that. But on like, for example, like if you were to ask who's AEW champion, even on commentary, they'll say CM Punk.
Yeah, so Gareth just commented saying interim titles count as legitimate reigns.
So it'll count as a championship, but then he'll also be seen as an interim champion. He'll be a one-time champion
until Punk comes back now. So that means we'll have to get Punk versus John Moxley then.
Yeah, unified, undisputed.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's not lineal. So Moxley will be a two-time champion, but a one-time interim champion.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So once he beats CM Punk, yeah, okay, cool, makes sense.
Yeah. So it'll basically like Punk, Moxley, undisputed title. That's basically what it is.
Okay. In that case,
then doesn't that beg the question as to since we know Punk is going to be first in line, couldn't we have had a situation of Punk just drops the title, Moxley wins the title, and then Punk gets first dibs to get an opportunity to win his title back, and then we don't have to have this interim stuff?
I don't. Possibly. I don't mind the interim stuff personally. Though. I don't mind it.
Punk should have vacated though.
You think Punk's gonna vacate it?
He should have vacated that speech he should have done. Should have been a thing where it's like, cool, guys, I'm injured, I'm going away, I'm giving away the title. That's what normally happens, though.
But then it's AEW. AEW rarely vacate titles. They've been doing the interim title stuff. So I prefer titles being vacated. But
yeah, likewise. Okay, so that is the card. Forbidden Door, like I said, it's looking good, especially after this past week. looking forward to it. Wresthings are gonna be doing a live watch along on YouTube. So any of you guys that are gonna be up watching it, tune in on YouTube. It's gonna be broadcasted here on the channel. Our live reactions as we watch through Forbidden Door pay-per-view. So yeah, definitely tune in for that. Big up all of you guys that have joined us live. Hit the like button on your way out. Make sure you subscribe to Wresthings. Big up Anafi, NK, Delboy, Versi, who's been up here in the chat discussing all the predictions today. Yeah, see you guys on Sunday. Hope you enjoy the pay-per-view and catch you in the next one.